Krasnoyarsk Krai is a federal subject of Russia. It is the second largest federal subject after the Sakha Republic, Russia's largest krai, and the third largest subnational governing body by area in the world, occupying an area of 2,339,700 square kilometers, which is 13% of the country's total territory. The administrative center of the krai is the city of Krasnoyarsk. Population: 2,828,187. Geography: the krai lies in the middle of Siberia, and occupies nearly half of the Siberian Federal District, almost splitting it in half, stretching 3,000 kilometers from the San Mountains in the south along the Yenisei River to the Taymyr Peninsula in the north. It borders Tyumen, Tomsk, Irkutsk, and Kemerovo Oblasts, the Republic of Khakassia, the Tuva Republic, and the Sakha Republic, and the Kara Sea and Laptev Sea of the Arctic Ocean in the north. The krai is located in the basin of the Arctic Ocean. A great number of rivers that flow through the krai drain into it eventually. The main rivers of the krai are the Yenisei, and its tributaries, the Kan, the Angra, the Podkamennaya Tunguska, and the Nizhnaya Tunguska. There are also several thousand lakes in the krai. The largest lakes include Beloy, Belo, Glubokwa, Itat, Kantayskoy, Labas, Lama, Pyasina, Taymyr, and Yesi. The rivers and lakes are rich with fish. The climate is strongly continental with large temperature variations during the year. For the central and southern regions where most of the krai's population lives, long winters and short, hot summers are characteristic. The territory of Krasnoyarsk Krai experiences conditions of three climate belts: Arctic, subarctic, and moderate. While in the north there are less than 40 days with temperature higher than 10 degrees Celsius, in the south there are 120 such days. The average temperature in January is 36 degrees Celsius in the north and 18 degrees Celsius in the south. The average temperature in July is plus 10 degrees Celsius in the north and plus 20 degrees Celsius in the south. The annual precipitation is 316 mm in foothills of the San Mountains. Snow covers the central regions of the krai from early November until late March. The peaks of the Sands higher than 2,400 are 2,600 m, and those of the Puturana Plateau higher than 1,000 are 1,300 m are covered with permanent snow. Permafrost is widespread, especially in the north. The highest point of the krai's Grandiosi Peak in the East San Mountains at an elevation of 2,922 meters. History: according to archaeologists, the territory of Siberia was settled around 40,000 BCE. The grave mounds and monuments of the Scythian culture in Krasnoyarsk Krai belong to the 7th century BCE and are ones of the oldest in Eurasia. Among other things, a prince's grave Kurganashin exposed in 2001 is known. The Russian settlement of the area began in the 17th century. After the construction of the Trans-Siberian Railroad, the Russian colonization of the area strongly increased. During both the Tsarist and the Bolsheviks regimes, the territory of Krasnoyarsk Krai was used as a place of exile of political enemies of current government. The first leaders of the Soviet state, Vladimir Lenin and Joseph Stalin, were in exile on the territory of the nowadays Krai in 1897, 1900 and in 1903 respectively. In Stalin's era, numerous gulag camps were in the region. In 1822, Yeniseisk Governorate was created with Krasnoyarsk as its administrative center that covered the territory very close to the one of the current krai. On June 30, 1908, in the basin of the Podkamennaya Tunguska River, there occurred a powerful explosion most likely to have been caused by the airburst of a large meteoroid or comet fragment at an altitude of 5 or 10 kilometers above Earth's surface. The force of the explosion is estimated to be about 10 or 15 megatons. It flattened more than 2,000 square kilometers of pine forest and killed thousands of reindeer. Krasnoyarsk Krai was created in 1934 after disaggregation of West Siberian and East Siberian Krais, and then included Taymyr and Evenk Autonomous Okrugs and Kyrgyz Autonomous Oblast. In 1991, Khakassia separated from the krai and became a republic within the Russian Federation. On January 1, 2007, Following a referendum on the issue held on April 17, 2005, territories of Evan Taymyr Autonomous Okrugs were merged into the Krai. Politics. During the Soviet period, the high authority in the oblast was shared between three persons: the first secretary of the Krasnoyarsk CPSU committee, the chairman of the Oblast Soviet, and the chairman of the Oblast Executive Committee. Since 1991, CPSU lost all the power, and the head of the Oblast administration, and eventually the governor was elected alongside elected regional parliament. The Charter of Krasnoyarsk Krai is the fundamental law of the region. The Legislative Assembly of Krasnoyarsk Krai is the province's regional standing legislative body. The Legislative Assembly exercises its authority by passing laws, resolutions, and other legal acts and by supervising the implementation and observance of the laws and other legal acts passed by it. The Legislative Assembly consists of 52 deputies. 22 of them are elected in 22 one-mandate electoral districts by plurality system, 2 in Taymyr, 2 in Evenkia, and 26 are elected by proportional system from the lists offered by political parties. The highest executive body is the Oblast government, which includes territorial executive bodies such as district administrations, committees, and commissions that facilitate development and run the day-to-day matters of the province. The Oblast administration supports the activities of the governor, who is the highest official and acts as guarantor of the observance of the Krai Charter in accordance with the Constitution of Russia. In December 1991, President Boris Yeltsin appointed Arkady Veprov the first governor of Krasnoyarsk Krai. In January 1993, Boris Yeltsin appointed Valery Zubov the second governor of Krasnoyarsk Krai. In the Krasnoyarsk territory, governor elections were called. Zubov was elected in a universal election for a 5-year term. The Legislative Assembly of Krasnoyarsk Krai was created as well. In 1998, Zubov lost in the gubernatorial election to General Alexander Lebed, a politician well known in all Russia. But in 2002 Lebed died in a helicopter accident. In 2002, Alexander Kleponin, the governor of Taymyr Autonomous Okrug and an influential businessman, was elected a governor of Krasnoyarsk Krai. In 2007, he was nominated by President Vladimir Putin for re-election, and Kleponin was elected by the Legislative Assembly for the second term. In 2010, after Kleponin was promoted to the office of the president's envoy in the North Caucasian Federal District, Lev Kstsev, a businessman and politician from Kleponin's circle, became new governor of the region. Krasnoyarsk Krai is represented in the Federation Council of Russia, the upper house of the Russian parliament, by 2 senators. In 2007, 8 deputies were elected to the State Duma from Krasnoyarsk regional lists of different political parties. Economy. Over 95% of the cities, a majority of the industrial enterprises, and all of the agriculture are concentrated in the south of the Krai. Natural resources. The Krai is among the richest of Russia's regions in natural resources. 80% of the country's nickel, 75% of its cobalt, 70% of its copper, 16% of its coal, and 10% of its gold are extracted here. Krasnoyarsk also produces 20% of the country's timber. More than 95% of Russian resources of platinum and platinoids are concentrated in the Krai. Industry. The Krai's major industries are non-ferrous metallurgy, energy, forestry, chemicals, and oil refining. The major financial industrial groups of Krasnoyarsk Krai are Basic Element, Interos, Evraz Group, MDM Group, US Hydro, RZHD. Power generation. The 2 most powerful hydroelectric plants in Russia are built on the Yenisei River, one is being built on the Angara, and several are being planned. It makes Krasnoyarsk Krai one of the most important producers of electric energy in Russia, and a desirable location for energy-intensive industries, such as aluminium plants. Transportation. Trans-Siberian Railroad within Krasnoyarsk Krai, Norilsk Railroad. North Siberian Railroad is planned. Highways, M53 Baikal, M54 Yenisei R409 in Yasisky Tract. Northern Sea Route and shipping on Yenisei. The main ports are Judinka, Igarka, Cherukhansk, Yeniseysk, Maklakovo, Strelka, Krasnoyarsk, 26 airports, including large international one. 2 pipes of Irkutsk-Unzh Sudzinsk petroleum pipeline. Major power transmission lines. Administrative divisions. Krasnoyarsk Krai consists of 44 districts and 14 towns of district significance. 2 of the districts have special status. Demographics, population, 2,828,187 euro, 2010 census. 3,023,525 euro, 2002 census. 3,596,260 euro, 1989 census. Ethnic groups. The population of the Krai mostly consists of Russians, and some other peoples of the former Soviet Union. The indigenous Siberian peoples make up no more than 1% of the population. The 2010 census reported the following ethnic composition: Russians 91.3%, Ukrainians 1.4%, Tatars 1.3%, Germans 0.8%, Azeri 0.6%, Belarusians 0.4%, Shuvash 0.4%, others 2.5%. 100,621 people were registered from administrative databases, and could not declare an ethnicity. It is estimated that the proportion of ethnicities in this group is the same as that of the declared group. Births, 25,520, deaths, 25,183. As of August 2009, Krasnoyarsk Krai recorded a natural growth of population for the first time in 16 years. Total fertility rate, 2003-1, 35 2004-1, 35 2005-1, 31 2006-1, 33 2007-1, 44 2008-1, 55 2009-1, 61 2010-1, 64 2011-1, 64 2012-1, 75 2013-1, 78 2014-1, 82, E. Vital statistics for 2012, births, 41,098, deaths, 36. 726, total fertility rate, 1.75. Equals demographics for 2007 equals. Equals religion equals. As of a 2012 official survey, 29.6% of the population of Krasnoyarsk Krai adheres to the Russian Orthodox Church, 5% declares to be generically Christian, 2% follows other Orthodox churches, 1.5% is Muslim, 1% follows Rodnovery, 10.9% did not give an answer to the survey. In addition, 35% of the population declares to be spiritual but not religious, and 15% to be atheist. Education. Krasnoyarsk is the site of the Siberian Federal University, one of the 4 largest educational institutions of Russia. Nature and ecology. Many important industrial cities of Krasnoyarsk Krai, such as Krasnoyarsk, Norilsk, Akinsk, Kornsk, Zelezogorsk, and Minozinsk, suffer from environmental pollution. See also, List of Chairmen of the Legislative Assembly of Krasnoyarsk Krai. References. Notes sources th degree th 3/4 th 1/2 th 3/4 th degree nth micron th noeth 1/2 th 3/4 th micron th 3/4 th plus or minus n euro th degree th 1/2 th micron th sh n euro th degree nth 1/2 th 3/4 n euro nth th 3/4 th cubed th 3/4 th n euro th degree n a minus 5-1777 5 th n th 1/2 n 2008 th cubed. A q n th degree th squared th sh n euro th degree n th 1/2 th 3/4 n euro n th 3/4 th cubed th 3/4 th n euro th degree n a, th squared n euro th micron th th degree th 3/4 th 1/2 th degree -4-1178 th 3/4 n 4 th degree th n euro th micron th n 2013 th cubed. A th plus or minus th 1/4 th micron th 1/2 th micron th 1/2 th n th degree n th micron th to the first 62 th 90 th q n th degree th squared th degree th sh n euro th degree n th 1/2 th 3/4 n euro n th 3/4 th cubed th 3/4 th n euro th degree n th squared n th squared n th n euro th 1/2 n th micron th 1/4 th micron th micron n euro th degree th noeth 1/2 th 3/4 th cubed th 3/4 th degree th 3/4 th 1/2 th degree th 3/4 n 3 th micron th degree th plus or minus n euro n 2012 th cubed th 3/4 th degree a minus 229 th 3/4 n euro n th micron n th 3/4 n euro th 1/4 th n euro th 3/4 th squared th degree th 1/2 th n th 3/4 th squared th micron n th degree th micron th micron n euro th degree n th micron th micron n euro th degree th noeth 1/2 th 3/4 th cubed th 3/4 th 3/4 th plus or minus n euro th degree th 1/2 th n th 3/4 n th to the first n th 3/4 th to the first th micron th micron n euro th degree n th n unflorin th squared n n 24 florins n 1/2 n 2008 th cubed n florin plus or minus th 3/4 th squared th degree th 1/2 th n euro th degree th micron th squared th 3/4 th to the first th squared th micron n th 1/2 th a minus 1. 11 th n th 1/2 n 2008 th cubed, th micron n euro th 3/4 n th to the first n th to the first th. Micron th 1/2 n on euro th degree th noeth 1/2 n th to the first th n th 3/4 th 1/2 th n th micron th noeth 1/2 n th to the first th sh 3/4 th 1/4 th n th micron n. Pi 3/4 n th degree th 1/2 th 3/4 th squared th micron th 1/2 th micron th 3/4 n 7 th micron th degree th plus or minus n euro n 1934 th cubed. A n euro th degree th n florin th n euro n florin th 1/2 th micron th 1/2 th degree th degree th 1/2 th 3/4 n th plus or minus th n euro n th 3/4 th cubed th 3/4 th 3/4 n th 3/4 n th 1/2 th 3/4 n th plus or minus th n euro n th 3/4 th cubed th 3/4 th n euro th degree n th squared th 3/4 th plus or minus n euro th degree th 3/4 th squared th degree th 1/2 th 1/2 th 3/4 th squared n on th 3/4 th plus or minus th degree n n th micron th to the first th squared th plus or minus th n euro tha. External links: official website of Krasnoyarsk Krai, Putorana Plateau and Natural Heritage Protection Fund, th degree th 1/2 n th micron th micron th squared th 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 thuith THN euro THTH degree THTH to the first THTH micron THN euro TH micron TH squared N florin N euro N florin THN. Pi 3/4 TH plus or minus TH micron THTH degree THTH micron N euro THN TH. N florin TH plus or minus TH 3/4 TH squared TH degree TH 1/2 TH degree TH cubed N florin TH plus or minus TH micron N euro TH 1/2 TH degree N TH 3/4 N euro N TH TH N TH squared N TH plus or minus TH 3/4 N euro TH degree N TH SH N euro TH degree N TH 1/2 TH 3/4 N N euro N TH TH TH. To the first N euro TH degree TH plus or minus TH 3/4 N TH TH to the first 2011. A minus 145. 19 TH degree TH squared TH cubed N florin N N TH degree. Chisholm, Hugh, ed. Yenisisk. Encyclopaedia Britannica 28. Cambridge University Press pages 914 a euro 915.